Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just going to discuss the Famine's Scale legendary relic, which is obtainable through the Relic rebate. If you save up your relic stones, the purple ones are the relic invoker crystals, I believe they're called. You save up 100 of those and you can summon on the relic rebate in order to acquire this particular relic. Now, the relic itself, the first and second most important ability that it does have, the absorbs souls on the battlefield, transforming them into blood rain that restores 89% currently at 2 stars as the HP to the 2 allies with the lowest HP, and that then increases up to a maximum of 113% and does quite a bit of healing at that 10 stars. The second passive, this is the passive that you will unlock at 1 star. When Famine Scale is cast, it purifies healed allies for 2 stacks of debuffs and resets the cooldown, recovery and burst type relics. So this is the most important ability of the Famine Scales. It does reset the cooldown of the other relics that you do have in slots 1 and slot 2. And it does debuff as well from the healed allies. Now, if you do get it up to level 3 and then up to level 7 respectively, you do get that effect on 3 allies and then 5 allies at level 7. So it is worth investing in up to that 7-star mark, just so you can get the heal effect on all allies and the debuff effect on all allies as well. Now, the link skill that you unlock at 2 stars, when the active and passive skills of your allies have inflicted confuse on more than one target during this round, the allies' maximum HP increases by 75% for 2 rounds. Now, this is quite difficult to get off, I've found, just because of the timings of the relics. Sometimes you do get it off with Ashthusa here. She does, on her ultimate ability, apply Confuse to 2 random enemies, so can trigger this effect and increase her HP, making her tankier for the following 2 rounds, which is quite a significant increase. And then again, if you unlock at 6 stars and 8 stars, the max HP increases to 150. So a relic worth investing in, I would say, if you do play the 2 synergies, so Ethereals and Dooms as well. So let's jump into some gameplay for the Famine Scales. Now we've broken it down. We'll jump into some Lost City. So let's go to 256 and we will do, 257, and we'll start out with a Dooms here. So the Dooms team that you want to set up is like this. If you have the units.
Dawn, do you want power? The sea hides everything. Who dares disturb my sleep?
This, I would say, is probably the best Doom setup that you can have. However, if you don't have Doom setups, or if you don't have the units there, you can always go with something similar to this. If you do have these units, great. If you don't, it is what it is. Now, if you want to learn more about Doom's videos, General Fear has an excellent breakdown and does main Dooms. So if you do want to main Dooms as well, he is the person that you want to listen to with regards to the Doom setup and the reasoning behind the Doom setup. I'm not going to go into it now because it isn't a Dooms video. It is a Relic video. So let's get our team here.
Who dares disturb the dawn? The sea hot. Do you want power? Or do you want me?
Let's get our relics. So, the only legendary Dooms relic that I do have is the sword or Leviathan. You can use the hammer as well, but I would recommend using the shield, and that combines with, if you do have the link skill for it, it does combine with Lamia. And then you can go with scales, you can go with the blades, or you can go with the whip, where I would suggest scales because they do factor in to Ashthuza's passive ability, or ultimate ability, sorry. And let's just see how they work, and we'll see if we can see the scales in action. So as you can see here, Sanctuary has been applied. And we have the first relic kicking off in Leviathan. That will silence Percival, which is quite good for us because Percival does tend to hit quite hard in these events. See now, Ashthuza, she does confuse enemies, or has a chance to confuse enemies, but the problem is with the scales that they don't trigger at the same time as her, so the link skill is quite redundant sometimes. Now, as you can see here, Doom's team, my Lamia isn't too tanky, so we are taking a fair bit of damage, and then Percival, like I said, can be a sniper in these events, but fortunately we do have these dragons produced by Madeline, and those dragons will also increase the reflect rate of the team. So it's what we like to see. So as you can see, we've got one down. Increase our reflect rate again. And there we go, there's the scales. As you can see, a fair amount of damage, a fair amount of healing being done, as well as debuffing our team, or removing the debuffs from our team, 2 members of them.
Vanish under the dawn's judgment. In the name of the Oceanic Order.
And we'll get our shield back, and then hopefully we'll see one more activation.
The light of dawn is right before.
Unfortunately, we don't get to see that one more activation. The other option, or the other place that you can use the scales, so if I go into World Arena and I go into my defensive lineup, I think I've used the scales with the ethereal synergy as well. So the reason that I've used the scales in this particular team is because of the Void Hunter synergy. So 4 energy after each activation and 7% of the healing received converted into attack and defense. So 7% of the healing gained from the scales will be converted into attack and defense. So it does all add up for this particular team. But for now, what we'll do is we'll go into Wilderness, go into Lost City, and we'll have a look for an ethereal stage that we can use the scales on as well. I would say the scales are pretty redundant in the ethereal setup, and I'll just show you why. So this is typically the ethereal setup that I would use. Something along these lines. I would use Atrops in there, just because I don't have any other ethereal units at the moment. So use sword, then we go hammer, and then we can add in scales. But the scales are relatively redundant, within this setup, and the reason for that is because of Karnak's healing ability. Your team should, generally speaking, be at full HP anyway. The only addition that it would provide are the buffs, the removal of any debuffs. So we'll just have this this one match, and we'll see if we even get to the scales with this setup. So no crits, unfortunately, for our team. So we're not able to gain that HP. But there we go, Dorabella kicking in. But as you can see, Karnak's healing ability here really does make sure that our team is just about at full HP, as well as the healing ability from Atrops as well. So we get our shield ability here, and then Katrina to effectively finish it off. But again, I don't suspect that we will get to I don't suspect we'll get to the scales in this matchup, but we will see. So we stun the second Dorabella, and then Eudora here, doing a fair chunk of damage. We get the execution, and then yeah, we're not able to get to the scales. We would have had the enemy team been a bit stronger, I think. But that's the scales. Let me know what you think, whether or not they are viable, or if I've missed any particular strategies. I do love reading comments, and I do love responding to them. So please do leave a comment if you know of any better way to use the scales. And if you could like and subscribe, it would be really appreciated. Thanks for watching.